Okay, let's look at this. I know it's already been put out there, but it's supposed to be caught, okay? It's the hook, the line, and the sinker thing here. If humanity could understand that phonetically, how we spell things is the proper way to spell, okay? That is the only real source of how to spell words. And that's what they've used all along against humanity. The entire time. And phonetic acronyms and wordplay within things. You know, this pretty and good. Oh, that's pretty good. No, that was debate, okay? They want people to think, oh, we got them now, kind of thing. And that is not the case whatsoever. Hope you can hear me. I'm driving and it's pretty noisy. So you have pretty and good, and you have to understand that everything is done to us through phonetic spelling and phonetic acronyms. And, you know, within that, pretty good, you got get ready. They're warning you. They're warning everyone, get ready. It's exactly what is there, and there's much, much more there. Every single thing you can pull out of there is on the table and on the tracks. It is. I think this is the second person that allegedly got taken off the scene, so 3 strikes and you're out, right? I think there was one prior to that, but I believe his initials were JC. Yes, JC. Okay. So, if you can look at these things and the phonetic spellings of the scrambled egg mess that's up in there, and also there's some things called, I'm not going to remember how to pronounce the last part of this. It's null, N-U-L-L, of course is null. I'm not going to remember the rest of it, but it's a real term, and it's something that they have used for thousands of years on people, where you literally hide the real meaning within and around other words and letters to, you know, put the meaning really out there for those that are on board with whatever, and also for explicit warnings for the people that can't see, to give them a last warning, because this is a warning system as well. These devils are flat out warning. They lie, but at the same moment they tell the truth. That is the forked tongue. One side of it is truth, one side of it is lies. The problem with this is that single tongue speaks in one sentence or word and has the capabilities of doing that instantly, a lie and the truth at the same moment. I'm not going to get too deep into that right now, but that is a fact. So the pretty good, and that's what they want you to catch, okay? That's the icing on the cake. They want you to think, oh, we got them now, but the problem is, it ain't got nothing to do with the icing that you find. They wanted you to find that sweet icing. It's the cake that has the poison in it. It's never the icing. Never. So keep that in mind when you're looking at this stuff, and there's so much going on with this, it's ridiculous. But don't think for one moment it's only about, oh, pretty good. That is how they stop people from looking, okay? Flat out. That is how it's done. And the phonetic spelling of things, that is literally how they have controlled this entire place. Phoenicians, phonetic spelling. It doesn't take even just a few moments to look into that and see how it's done, and there's pretty much nothing that can get by you. You know, if we was to write the word pretty as they did and good, it wouldn't mean anything. Okay? It wouldn't mean anything, but since they have it in the limelight, it's literally part of their black magic spell. And you wouldn't spell pretty or good like that in the real world. In phonetic spellings, you wouldn't do that. We have all been duped for thousands of years with these ridiculous words and how that we are taught to spell them, pronounce them. And that's how they get away with it, because these numbers and letters, when pronounced and looked at, creates an energy field. It creates an outcome. If you have 2 plus 2, you don't even have to have the answer. It doesn't have to say equals 4. 2 plus 2 already answered itself. That's what this world does. They put forth the 2 plus 2. They don't have to tell you it's 4. Humanity will create whatever outcome they put in front of them. Whatever the evil ones put in front of humanity, they will give the energy to it, just like this Pretty and Good and Nicole's and Nick's and Knacks and Nicholas's and St. Nick's and everything. Humanity is the one that is giving power to this, not the evil ones. They're just putting the recipe out there for it, and humanity stirs it up and puts that cake in the oven and eats it. And feeding it to the beast as well is what I was trying to get at there. But humanity's pretty much done for. I mean, there's no way around that. There's very, very few people that are awake enough not to get out of harm's way now. I would gather it's less than 2%. It might be 2% or 3%, I would hope, but I kind of doubt it. I really do. I hope I'm wrong, but it sure doesn't look that way. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them. And yes, look at these names phonetically and archaic roots. It'll tell you exactly what's going on, and he'll tell you stuff like, why did Trump say the Gulf of America? How stupid is that? Well, that's obvious, but it's not obvious yet, and that's why it disappears from humanity's minds. Because they're going to create a Gulf. They're going to do what Pretty and Good does when you trace it back to archaic roots, when you look at those combinations of letters within it that point back to the Nicollet Street, and the Nicollet Street was formed originally for a military street to take over a certain area, and it's to flood out the connection to that is to flood out the Mississippi Basin. I mean, they're going to create the Gulf. They're saying get ready. They're not going to stop. This is full steam ahead. I'm sure you all can tell that, but please look at these things phonetically, because that is the whole key here. It isn't finding all these other little things that we want to think is it. If you find something that's really simple, like Pretty Good, like it's pretty good, that is the hook, the line, the sinker to reel you in, and game over kind of thing. It really is. That's how they do this. Thank you for all the comments, and please keep leaving them, because iron sharpens iron. It's really the only way we can sharpen one another is to leave comments and talk to one another, and just whatever's on your mind, put it out there, because if it's on your mind, it needs to be put out there in these days. I'm sure the Lord has given it to you, is what I'm getting at.